I know some of you over the years of me being a fashion designer, you've been curious about the behind the scenes, my process. So today I will go ahead and do that. I still have a few work meetings, but afterwards I will be right back down here at my mini workshop to do some sewing for the upcoming March 18 and 19 pop-up shop. Now we have a clean slate to work with because I need all the room I can get to cut the fabric. Because I'm not an expert at sewing, I do buy the standard patterns you can get at stores like Fabricland, and then I make some edits and changes. And so right now I have the pattern laid on the fabric, and this is the most important part, guys, because this is where the mistakes start. So little errors, adjustments here impact everything and add up. So it's like making small mistakes, but they get bigger and bigger the more mistakes you make. So most important part. I still have a few more pieces to pin and cut, but for now I am marking the fabric. So when you look at a pattern, you can see different notches and symbols, so it'll tell you where to mark, and this is how you make sure that your fabric is aligned at the spots they need to be, so your garment does not come out wonky. So do you see these dots here? Those are darts, I think, and essentially I need to match them up so then they come across like pleats at the front of the dress. Because I'm a beginner, I saw on YouTube a tip for people who are beginning to sew is that you can actually draw straight lines as a guide, so then you know where you need to fold. I'm using these pins to help guide me when I sew, so then it matches up to the chalk line that I drew up, and it should be straight. So this is what it looks like on the wrong side, and then on the side that matters, that people see, that's what it looks like. Now I'm working on another part of the dress, and another mark I made to help me align the pieces would be these little slits. So I will be aligning those and pinning it and then sewing it in the machine. Now if you notice any pieces where it's longer than the other, that's where the first mistake happened. So you want to make sure you cut the pattern as accurately as possible. So I'm going to leave this piece for later and get started on the pockets. So for this pocket, I wanted more of a thinner look, so I adjusted the pattern a little bit. And so for these pockets, it is really easy to sew. I just need to connect this side and then the other side, but leave some room at the top, so then you'll see. So this is what I meant about the pockets. Really easy to sew. Part of it will need to be folded out like this, Now, as you can see, the seams are visible, all of it is visible, and this is because this is the inside out. It's gonna end up looking like this when we're all said and done. So you don't even see the fold because it really hides what's happening inside, so that's the purpose. That's what I was talking about. Pocket is done. I accomplished a lot today, but it is getting late, so I'm gonna call it a night and I will sew later this week. It's been a day, but I'm back at sewing the dress. So last I finished these pockets and now I'm going to connect the pockets to the front of the dress. In addition to that, my goal is to finish the dress. So after doing the pockets, I have to attach the front and the back, do the sleeves, do the final finishes, and that is it. To attach the pockets, I need to follow the marks I made using the fabric chalk. I'm going to use some pins to align it, and then I will be ready for sewing. This fabric is trickier to work with because it's stretchy, so you have to be careful when you pin. Otherwise, you'll get weird crinkles in your fabric, which you want to avoid. I'm done pinning this side onto the next side. Before I actually get started on sewing, I need to make sure there's enough thread here, because the worst part, and it's happened to me before, the thread ran out and I had to stop mid-stitch. I finished the pockets. Here is the invisible one, and here is the one that you'll see out front. So you have both of those options. And I went ahead and pinned the collar, and I'll be sewing this. After that, the last step will be sewing on the sleeves and then stitching the dress together. Now I'm foregoing the sleeves for this dress, and I'm actually going to use them on this one. But all I have to do for this is sew the collar completely now. I attached it from the inside. Now I'm just finishing it off, and then I can attach the pieces overall and trim the sleeve area, and we should be good. And I'll show you the final product tomorrow. This is the final dress that I've been working on all this time. I absolutely love the pockets. There's an invisible one, like I said, and one that's visible. This is a special collection that will be featuring at my pop-up shop in Edmonton on March 18 and 19. If you really like this video, comment down below and I'd be happy to do more. And that's a wrap. Goodbye.